Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Tom.
And this is the Park Bench.
Now, Matt has no idea what the subject of this video is going to be, but I'm going to simply quote one of the titles that he put in the Google Doc that is shared between us, which when I pulled up my phone this morning simply said, "Get some goddamn." Now
that says a lot about Google Docs editing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just looked at that this morning when I knew we were coming here. It said, "Get some goddamn." I'm like, Matt, what should I get some goddamn? Because frankly, at this point, it's like you're gonna smite us with hellfire or something.
No, it's nicer than that and better than that.
Right.
Hearing protection.
I mean, I've said this in previous videos. I still can't hear out my left ear right now because, not that hearing protection would have helped, like not getting a cold would have helped, but.
The idea for this video was partly prompted by one of our friends going to a gig which was very loud.
Yeah, was it Static? 21 Days of Static, something like that? I can't remember the band name.
65 Days of Static.
That's it.
See, I'd have been able to say that immediately, but as soon as you put other words in my head, you just confused it slightly.
They have a reputation for being really loud, don't they?
Yeah, and he went to this loud gig, didn't wear any hearing protection, and since then has had tinnitus, which is the medical name for ringing in your ears and other...
Ringing or whooshing or anything that is basically your inner ear's been damaged and it's trying to deal with it.
And sometimes, if you're lucky, you can recover from it, and other times you are just stuck with it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I've been saying I've been wearing earplugs for gigs for a long, long time. And yeah, it just seemed like the right thing to do, and it seemed painful not to. I have a memory. Right, so this will require some setup. I once saw Justin Bieber in concert, and you were there.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to set up why we saw that? Because at this point, it sounds like we actually went to a Justin Bieber gig, which is not.
We managed to score some free tickets to an event that had lots of currently playing acts playing.
Yeah, it was like a constant rotation of here's two songs from big.
Yeah.
And at one point, Justin Bieber is on, and this is like an arena gig.
Yeah.
And I remember you wincing. I remember you going, God, why are you doing that?
The majority audience of hip music is younger ladies, teenage girls.
Yeah, women.
Teenage girls.
Women of varying ages.
And when you say Justin Bieber, the response is,
yeah,
but very loud.
Earplugs are really good at blocking
piercing.
Earplugs are really good at blocking high frequencies. I could not hear a thing. And I remember you gesturing at me, take your earplugs out. And I went, what the? No.
And I didn't have mine in at that moment because I'd nipped to the bathroom or somewhere.
Why'd you take your earplugs out to go to the bathroom?
Because when you're walking around the corridors around the back, it's all very quiet anyway, so it's not like a cork, it's not to let airflow. Not like when you put your thumb on the top of a straw.
I mean, I've gone to several jokes here. Hang on, we've got some bongs. I should point out to our viewer that we are currently sat next to Elizabeth Tower and Big Ben. No, only bongs immediately when it's 12 o'clock. We've got 8 bongs that aren't going to be there. Still about 5 bongs time. About 3 bongs worth. There we go. What I like there, Matt, is particularly how you gestured for each bong and got the timing slightly wrong in a different manner
every time.
Each time. Yeah. That was good.
We're sat next to the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah. So anyway, the lesson is don't take your earplugs out to piss.
So the reason we're saying this is lots of live music. The sound is very loud because you have to get the sound loud enough to drown out the noise of people chatting and not caring.
Yeah, I once went to a gig where the music I remember when I was younger. Oh God, they're gonna have to turn the music up so high. Why do they have the hearing protection? Why do they have? No, if you don't turn it up that high, all you can hear is 1,000 people singing along. or 10,000 people singing along.
Or talking if it's the kind of quiet
Don't
gig.
get me started on audiences talking at gigs.
Yes, neither of us will start on that because we will go on forever and get more and more angry. Suffice to say, if it's a band that doesn't play music with words singing in it, then if you want to talk during that, stand somewhere else.
Yes,
Because
preferably not in the gig.
Other people would like to listen to it.
Yes.
And that's all we will say. So it's very loud to overcome the sound of the crowd and
Yes.
to fill the venue and
Yeah.
some more because some people like having really loud music.
Well, yeah, and there is that thing about having that physical boomph
Yeah.
from a bass hit and things like that. Like, I completely understand it. On the other hand, it will kill your hearing, and we have an audience that is probably... There's a significant amount of young people out there, Matt, who have not yet realised that their hearing is not invincible.
And it happens with prolonged effect. As far as I understand it, if you go to a loud gig and your hearing sort of winces, to think
Yeah.
of a better word, it sort of nulls its capabilities to compensate for it.
The explanation I
and-
heard is that this is one of those explanations that is scientifically inaccurate, but terrifying enough that I'm going to repeat it anyway. That whistling noise you hear is essentially the result of some of your hearing dying. It's not strictly true in that there's no medical evidence for it, but it's a fact. Obscure reference. But it's one of those things that, yes, it is not. It's not the long-term damage itself, but it's a sign that there may well have been long-term damage.
And if you're going to lots and lots of gigs, you're exposing yourself to... It's an exposure-related thing, so the amount of time you're exposed to noise that's too
Right.
loud. Now, lots of venues do have built-in audio level metering,
Yes.
which will automatically cut off the power to the venue in some places.
Wow, I
if
didn't know
it hits
that.
too loud. In smaller venues do that a lot.
Wow.
Because you don't want to harm people. But
Yeah,
that
that's
is
fair.
generally at the pain
yeah.
threshold end rather than doing damage end of the spectrum.
And at least in the UK, if you have forgotten earplugs, you can go to the bar and ask for some. They're required to have some because they're required to provide them for the staff.
Now, different earplugs sound different. If you've
Yes.
tried those foamy ones before that sort of are really hard to fit in, they fall out, and everything sounds terrible when you're wearing them.
No, that's because no one knows how to put them in properly.
Not just that, the attenuation.
Oh
of
no,
them
the
isn't
sound's
basement.
bad, but
Yeah.
the falling out thing is because no one knows how to put them in properly.
Squish, roll,
Squish,
shove.
squish, roll, pin your ear back so it's a straight line, and then put it in there before it expands again, and then it expands to fill. Like people, sorry.
There are instructions on the packets. If you don't fit them properly, then they're not doing their job properly, and
Yeah.
they're not properly protecting you.
Yeah.
So there's those foamy ones which are really cheap,
Yes.
hard to clean, and not the most reusable.
Well, yeah. Like
But they're sort of disposable.
The ones I use are MusicSafe by Alpine.
Yes,
I will
same here.
Oh, right. We
Alpine
didn't prearrange
MusicSafe.
that. That's
And I know quite a few people that do because they are relatively cheap
yes.
and they're reusable and they come with different levels.
Okay, so I never
Attenuation.
understood this. They come with different levels of attenuation that you can
Yeah.
slot in there. I've never used anything but the highest one, and I don't know why.
Neither have I. It's for if you're, say, playing a reasonably loud musical instrument, like a trumpet, which isn't full
Oh.
gig levels, but if you're practicing 8 hours a day.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the advantage of these earplugs over the cheap foamy ones...
Wait, I might have some in my bag. Hang on. Keep talking.
Now, the problem with this is our bags are weighting our camera level,
this
so
is-
if this
this is
camera
risky.
moves, shall I try and move with it?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
These had better be clean, Tom.
Define clean. Here we go. There we go. Little thing.
So, the advantage of these earplugs over others is that...
They're not clean. I have not cleaned these since I put them away in a rush. That's really gross because
Yeah.
it's been like 3 weeks. Shall I show them on camera anyway? Because it's just my earwax.
The advantage of these ones over others is that... Should we just put up a picture of some nice looking ones rather than show you?
No. Here's my earwax. I'm trying to focus. Give me a minute. There we go.
So they're that kind of thing. They're sort of more like your gummy headphones.
Hey, there we go. Earwax. Lots of earwax.
You should probably get some new ones. Or
Yeah,
sincerely
they've
watch
probably
them.
gone mouldy by this point.
Um,
Yeah, wash them once you're done with them.
just-
Do wash them.
all right, I had a point, and I haven't
Yes,
finished it
you
because you
did.
keep interrupting me.
Sorry. Not earwax.
The advantage of these ones over the foamy ones is that they have a much flatter frequency response, i.e. they affect the level of the sound per pitch of note more evenly across the board than the other ones, which means it's not still perfectly even because they're only about 20 quid. You missed. But that means if you're wearing those at a gig instead of the foamy ones, it's going to sound more like music. And at a lot of gigs, it sounds better with earplugs in anyway because the sound engineer will be wearing them.
Yeah, that's
Unless they're completely stupid.
true. In which case, they probably haven't got the hearing in order to actually mix the sound correctly.
Yeah.
To be fair, at this point, I've basically got no hearing in my left ear anyway. I've been bitching about this for several weeks on the bench.
So yes, so you got your foamy earplugs, which are very cheap. Then you've got those Alpine MusicSafe and similar. Those
Yep.
are the ones we choose to use. You can get them for about 20 quid. They're sometimes on offer.
There's an Amazon affiliate
Yeah.
link, because of course there is.
And then you get the more expensive ones,
Yes.
which can go anywhere from 100 quid up to thousands. Custom molded to fit your ear.
Yep.
And they will sound brilliant, and they will fit perfectly, and they will be reusable for life.
They're the ones that the musicians have. Like if you see someone with the ones that hook into an audio output as well, so they can hear the precise playback they want in their ears.
They have combined hearing protection and headphones built into
Yeah.
one, and that costs a lot of money.
Yes, it does.
But as Tom mentioned with the other one, if you're using the reusable ones that we both recommended, wash them, because otherwise you're putting a dirty thing in
Yep.
an orifice. And you don't want to put a dirty thing in an orifice. You weren't expecting my orifice there, were you?
No one expects your orifice, Matt.
That was a good way to end it.
That was good. It's probably a very brief one, but I'm okay with that because I showed off my earwax.
I can't believe he does this.
Terrible. I need to order some more of those.